Imagine a world where the mightiest empire in history wasn't built on land, but beneath the waves. Where sunken cities rival the grandeur of Rome itself, and forgotten harbors hold the key to feeding millions. This isn't fantasy. It's the hidden truth of the Roman Empire. For centuries, we've been blind to Rome's greatest achievement, but today that changes. Using cutting-edge technology, we're about to do the impossible. Drain the entire Mediterranean Sea. What we'll uncover will shatter everything you thought you knew about ancient Rome. Prepare to witness colossal underwater structures that dwarf the Colosseum, ingenious machines lost to time, and shipwrecks laden with treasures that could rewrite history. From the depths will emerge a story of ambition, engineering, and power on a scale never before imagined. The Mediterranean, Rome's liquid highway. To understand Rome's maritime power, we must first grasp the pivotal role of the Mediterranean in ancient geopolitics. This vast inland sea, spanning nearly 2.5 million square kilometers, wasn't just a barrier between continents. It was the superhighway of the ancient world. The Romans called it Mare Nostrum, our sea. By the 1st century AD, Rome had grown into a megacity of unprecedented scale. With over 1 million inhabitants, it dwarfed any other urban center in the Western world. This concentration of humanity created logistical challenges that would have crippled lesser civilizations. The solution to feeding, clothing, and supplying this teeming metropolis lay not on land, but across the waves. If this video inspires you, hit like, share, and subscribe. Then add a comment on which city you want us to explore next for more adventures around the world. The grain lifeline, feeding an empire. Rome's survival depended on a colossal maritime supply chain, requiring up to 400,000 tons of grain annually from Egypt and North Africa. This grain trade was the empire's lifeblood, with emperors knowing they must keep people fed or face revolt. Bread and circuses weren't just political strategy, but necessity due to Rome's reliance on imported food. The Romans developed a sophisticated system of grain collection and distribution, using Nile barges to gather wheat in Egypt, then massive ships carrying over 1,000 tons of cargo to sail to Italy. Ostia and Portus, the twin gateways to Rome. For centuries, Ostia served as Rome's main port at the Tiber's mouth, receiving ships laden with goods from across the empire. However, as Rome's needs outgrew Ostia's capacity, Emperor Claudius initiated a bold solution in 42 AD, Portus, a vast artificial harbor north of Ostia. This engineering marvel featured massive breakwaters extending into the sea, creating a sheltered basin for hundreds of ships. Claudius's successor, Trajan, elevated Portus to new heights around 100 AD by constructing an inland hexagonal basin. Covering nearly 33 hectares, this addition transformed Portus into the pulsing center of Rome's maritime trade. Uncovering Portus, draining history. Our virtual draining of the Mediterranean unveils Portus in stunning detail. A hexagonal basin buried under Italian farmland, once Rome's maritime lifeline. 6 350-meter quays, capable of docking dozens of ships, anchored a self-contained city of warehouses, temples, and administrative hubs. The port's genius lay in its canal network, linking directly to the Tiber River. Amphorae stamped with origins from Egypt to Hispania reveal a flood of goods. North African grain, Spanish olive oil, and Eastern spices. Lead seals, etched with cargo details and anti-theft codes, expose a bureaucratic precision rivaling modern logistics. The Alexandrian grain fleet, lifeline of an empire. While Portus served as the receiving end of Rome's maritime supply chain, the true heroes of this vast network were the ships and sailors who braved the Mediterranean to keep the capital fed. Chief among these was the Alexandrian grain fleet, a convoy of massive cargo ships that made the perilous journey from Egypt to Italy each year. These ships, known as corbita, were the supertankers of their day. The largest could carry over 1,000 tons of grain, enough to feed 2,500 people for a year. The journey from Alexandria to Portus was fraught with danger. Ships had to navigate the treacherous coastline of North Africa, brave sudden storms, and fend off the ever-present threat of pirates. The importance of this fleet was such that it received imperial protection, with warships escorting the precious cargo across the Mediterranean. The Befora, a sunken time, capsule. Off Spain's coast, the Befora shipwreck offers a frozen snapshot of Roman maritime trade. This massive vessel, capable of carrying 200 tons, emerges in stunning detail as we virtually drain the surrounding waters. Its well-preserved hull showcases advanced Roman shipbuilding techniques. The cargo tells a rich story. Thousands of sealed amphorae containing garum, a prized fermented fish sauce, provide insights into Roman culinary practices. The cargo's distribution hints at the ship's final moments. Shifted amphorae and disarrayed ingots suggest a severe storm, possibly a rogue wave, sent the Befora to its doom. Caesarea Maritima, engineering the impossible. Caesarea Maritima, in modern-day Israel, showcases Rome's ability to create ports from scratch. Built by Herod the Great in the 1st century BC, this artificial harbour linked Eastern riches to Roman markets. Our virtual draining reveals an engineering marvel. A half-mile outer wall enclosing an area larger than Portus. The Romans overcame the challenge of building on unstable coastline with revolutionary hydraulic concrete, mixing volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. This allowed them to create massive underwater structures. This structure, reconstructed virtually from archaeological evidence, guided ships safely into port. Caesarea Maritima stands as a monument to Roman ingenuity, transforming inhospitable shores into thriving maritime hubs. The Roman Navy, guardians of maritime power. Rome's control of the Mediterranean wasn't maintained by merchant ships alone. The Roman Navy, often overlooked in favor of its more famous legions, played a crucial role in securing the empire's maritime trade routes. By draining key naval bases across the Mediterranean, we can reconstruct the extent of Rome's naval power. The ships that sailed from Misenum were marvels of ancient engineering. Quinqueremes, massive warships powered by banks of oars and sails, could reach lengths of 45 meters. Smaller, faster Liburnians served as patrol craft, hunting down pirates and protecting merchant convoys. Conclusion: the legacy of Rome's maritime empire. As the virtual waters rush back over Rome's submerged empire, we're left with an undeniable truth. The Mediterranean wasn't merely a stage for Roman power, it was its lifeblood. From the hexagonal precision of Portus to Caesarea's concrete defiance of nature, these ruins rewrite history, revealing an empire as much defined by waves as by legions. Yet their genius carried the seeds of collapse. The same networks that fed 1 million Romans also teetered on fragile threads. Today, as rising seas gnaw at our coasts, Rome's story echoes with urgent lessons. As the screen fades to blue, remember the Mediterranean still guards Rome's secrets, but its greatest gift isn't sunken gold or forgotten tech. It's the proof that civilizations rise and fall by their relationship with the water, and ours, now more than ever, hangs in the balance. Pressures rise, but the sea remains. What will it say of us when the next civilization drains our depths? Got your own favorite Rome moments or an idea for which city to explore next? Share them in the comments. And if this video inspires you, hit like, share, and subscribe for more adventures around the world. See you next time.